We good?
We are good.
What is going on, NBA family all around the world? Like I always say, man, we got a couple of communities in here, so let me show love to all the communities in the house. As always, you see, we're with the pod father, the one and only Gerald Glassford. So you know we got the Lakers Fast Break community here with us. We also have the Clutch Talk family members here with us. I appreciate everybody being here for Clutch Talk. And we also got all the Lakers Corner family. What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Today's Friday, September 6th, and I'm here with my guy, Gerald. Gerald, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay, my friend. Hoping everybody will have a great weekend. I know Joe, Slow-Mo Joe, is on the road. Hopefully he is traveling safe. But good to be sitting in with you, my friend, talking some good basketball questions that we have, including, is no change for the Lakers a good thing? For at least for the start? Maybe? I don't know. We're gonna try and stretch it, man. We're trying to. Our shows have been like doom and gloom and realism out there. Just trying to make it easier on them.
Just trying to get through into the NBA season, which is, I mean, I feel like best time of the year. So right now it's got to be, I mean, by de facto worst time of the year, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, let me see. I'm trying to pull up all the chats here. Give me a real quick second.
What's up, cool bro? What's up, JSJ? Joe isn't yelling at you today, so hopefully you'll be able to stick with us. But
Gerald, talk to there you go. Just while I
there you go. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo, yeah, he's there. John Costa's back. Yeah, he is. He's been off a few days. That's correct. He is back. That is John Costa right there. I was worried about him after the Lakers draft. So.
Oh man, don't even tell you about the Lakers draft, guys.
We're gonna have to redo. We have to redo it. I told you that we have to do a redo.
I let down dramatically.
we'll have to get some more Lakers guys involved and let them mess it up, and you could come out the better guy instead. So yes.
All right, here we go. All right, now I am caught up here with all the comments. I got all the channels here pulled up. Yes, let's see. All right, Alan, he hit us with an early question here. Gerald, he said, "How do we feel about the Vando news?" Any thoughts on that, Gerald?
Well, I guess what comes to the Lakers news, I think we need to start off with the fact that, by the way, they've been signing guys like Alex Fudge and their other who's the other guy that they signed the other day?
Jordan Goodwin.
Well, after Jordan Goodwin, they signed someone else. They've been signing guys, waiving them so they can actually retain their rights for the South Bay Lakers roster. But in regards to Jared Vanderbilt, he may not be ready for training camp or preseason game. Why should that surprise you, JSJ? He signed a extension, John, knowing his foot was hurting already.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was me, I would be limping myself towards that, pen and paper network, and I signed a 4-year, $40+ million extension. The Lakers are it's what you get. Instead of just evaluating Jared Vanderbilt and letting it play out and see if he was going to be someone you're going to retain in the summer, because you still had a year left on his contract to go ahead and see if it was going to work out. This is what happens. This is what you get. And again, a guy who's so bad offensively, John, the fact he's not good offensively and he's injury prone.
Sounds like that's a Lakers front office dream right there. They're like, oh yeah, let's give that guy a max deal. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Vando, it's a tough loss. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely upsetting. Like, you know what I'm saying, to lose, I guess, a defensive specialist. But you guys know how I feel about these one-way players. You guys know how I feel about these guys who only can stay on the court up to so long until they get played off the court. So I mean, at least it wasn't Bronny.
Did he get a player option? That's the real question. I believe he did. I'm going to look it up right now on Sport Track, but yeah, I believe he did, if memory serves, because I've looked it up before. I was just disappointed. The Lakers knew something was going on, and Jared knew something was going on at the time he signed this, because this was like he signed it like AD did. They had already was going on during the season, or just it was so that you couldn't trade him. And it is a player option in 27-28. So he's going to be getting $10 million this year, 11, 12, and 13 for the next 4 seasons. Absolutely ridiculous. Wow. Another dumb move and decision by Rob.
Gerald, question. You've been a Lakers fan for longer than I have. What's been one of the dumbest contracts you've seen the Lakers give out, in your Lakers all-time history?
Well, you've got to go number 1 and 2, the Deng and Mozgov contracts. Okay, right. That's the fact that they were the first 2 players signed in that free agency. My God, if I'd have been on the air, I just imagine, because that came, I think, just before I was doing podcasting at that time, but I wasn't doing the Lakers Fast Break. If I had the Lakers Fast Break, or if Joe was on back then when they signed, he and I just would have just gone off. You think if you look at the archives and you see how much I went off when the Lakers traded for Westbrook, it would have multiplied by 10, because you could see those were dumb moves right away. And yeah, absolutely. Just those were the 2 biggest. This is a $10 million contract. You can get off of it, John. It's not the point where the Lakers will have to waive and stretch it. I don't think, but yeah, I mean, hopefully he'll feel better and get better soon and be able to make a contribution. But for everybody out there and all the emails from Rodell we get about, whoa, to Jared Vanderbilt, watch out, and then the other people out there, oh, Jared Vanderbilt, watch out, he's coming back. You're laying your faith into something that's just not happening right now.
It's just not happening. Yeah, honestly, I'll be surprised to see. I'll be interested to see, I guess, the impact that he can have on the team, I guess.
Alan's saying I'd trade Vando. Let me ask you a question, John. I'm going to say you're the Charlotte GM. Okay. And you're coming to work and you get a call on the cell phone, and there's Rob Pelinka on the speed dial, and Rob's asking you to trade Vando to Charlotte. What are you telling him? Because you're sitting on a guy that's been injured the past year, is already injured again, defensive specialist, doesn't do much on offense, and you owe him money for the next 4 years.
I say, well, what are you willing to give me? I mean, I'm going to need a lot more than just that. I'm going to say, what are you willing to give me? Where's the draft capital? Where are all your players that actually mean something to you? Because, I mean, he's 25 right now. I just looked up his age. He's 25, which is insane. Did not know he was my age, but he's 25. And like how you said, I feel like at this point, we know what Jared Vanderbilt is in this league. Not that he can't get better. I mean, I would hope he can get in the gym. I mean, that's one thing I have no sympathy for, Gerald, is as a basketball player myself, I know that the one way to figure out how to shoot is to freaking shoot. Like, that is the one way to get good at shooting, is to actually go out there and shoot. And so I have no sympathy for players who do not get in the gym and do not find a jumper. So, I mean, if he can figure it out, then he might, extend his career. I think of Brook Lopez all the time, man. Brook Lopez, that guy is the epitome of extending your career. He was all inside and then started stretching that thing out. And now he's extended his career another 7 years.
But that's the difference because he was an all-star, I think, on one or two occasions with Brooklyn. He was a strictly offensive player. He couldn't even rebound for a big guy. And then he became, with the Lakers, you saw that became a stretch five. And he accentuated that with the Milwaukee Bucks and also accentuated his shot blocking skills. So he would become a shot blocking center, stretching it out there. I don't know if he can still do that. We're going to find out of how old Milwaukee is during the course of the season, but he give him credit for redesigning his career after his Brooklyn playing days were over. So JSJ says JJ has plans for the wrong players. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gerald and John. It's a lot of it's talk. A lot of this is talk, and whatever actually happens, he's going to have to play itself out. But John, I know that we were talking about a subject for today, but I wanted to ask your thoughts on this because again, we talk all the time, and we'll get back to that, cool bro. Excuse me, JSJ. We'll get back to that, JSJ. But I want to hear your thoughts, my friend, and you lay this out as far as the continuity factor. How much of a thing is that for the NBA?
I think having continuity is a real thing in the NBA, and I feel like it's one of the biggest slept on reasons why I think teams are good. Being able to get that year through year like continuity, a chance to gel together, a chance to figure each other out. And I know it sounds crazy to say you need more than one 82-game season to figure it out, but I mean, you were playing basketball at the highest possible level, and I think one of the biggest problems with really big name teams, but really big name teams like the Lakers, who are poorly ran, who are ran by the wrong motives, it makes it really hard because every single year, what does Genie and Rob and all those guys care about? Sales, making money, being a profitable team, ticket revenue. They just care about that. They want to be in the media name. They want their name to be over ESPN. They want their name to be on TV. So they will do whatever it takes to shake and move and make news happen. And I think that a lot of times, there were so many years where if we would have just held on to that team or just held on to that player a little longer, things would be looking a whole lot different. But we don't ever have no continuity. So that's how I feel about that, Gerald. What about you, my brother?
I mean, I know that with Joe, he has mentioned about getting off to a good start, and he is correct. The Lakers, despite having a brand new coach who hasn't coached at any level outside of a fourth grade level before, he is stepping into the mix. I know you're higher on JJ. I don't know about JJ. To me, JJ is a clean slate, so we'll see exactly how well he can coach once he gets out there on the floor. But when it comes to the Lakers, the only thing in the benefit is the fact that a lot of these teams have to work things out because of the changes that they made. Like, for instance, Philadelphia, who essentially has a brand new team with all the new players that they have to fit into their rotation. But the only saving grace is in the first 10, 12 games, they're playing against teams, some of which are going to have completely new rosters or in their starting lineups, that they're going to have changes that are made, like in Golden State, Sacramento. They have major changes that they made to their lineups. So maybe early on, the Lakers can get off to a good start because they have that starting five, projected starting five, that will hopefully, because they played together with each other, long enough now considering 2 playoff runs, that they at least will get off to a decent start because of it. But again, that we're trying to reach for things, but it's getting harder and harder, John, to do so because of the fact that after, as I said on the other day on the show, after player number 5, there's so many questions after player number 5 on the Lakers roster.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was actually thinking to myself, right when you said that, there's so many questions, but if I had to put it to one, what would be my number one question with the Lakers? And for me, I ain't gonna lie, I think My number one question when it comes to the Lakers would be, how is the point guard situation going to work this year? Like, I'm really interested to see, because I know last year there was times where the Lakers wanted to run with like Austin Reeves as that point guard, and in my opinion, I never really felt like Austin Reeves is built to be a point guard. Austin Reeves is more of a two. He's more of a give me the ball, then once I'm already in my spot, let me get to work instead of let me play make for everybody else. Um, and D'Angelo Russell, he can be that point guard for us, but we just, I mean, we all know. I mean, I'm the number one. I'm president of D'Angelo Russell fan club,
You
right?
are. Yes,
But
you are.
but like we all, even myself, even me being the president of the D-Lo fan club, I still know the inconsistency. So one of my biggest questions is like, man, like how is that point guard role going to be filled? Because it can't just be filled with LeBron every single night. I mean, the man's 40 years old, so I'm really intrigued to see that. But I wanted to ask you, Gerald, like out of all the Laker question marks this year, like what's your biggest question if you could sum it up?
Question mark starts with me after number 6. What's your rotation?
Hmm.
It's, can anybody come off the bench and give the Lakers good minutes, consistent minutes? Don't tell me Max Christie is definitely going to do that just because you signed him to a 4-year, $32 million contract. I don't care what Rodell says. When in his emails to us about trying to justify Max Christie, he hasn't proved anything yet. He couldn't stay consistently on the court. You can blame Ham all you want, but that's incorrect. It's up to the player ultimately to play consistently enough on the court when given the opportunity. And he played in 60 plus games last year. So he had 60 plus chances and opportunities to try and become a regular rotation player. So you're convinced, Rob is. So you gave him the $32 million contract, so he better be producing. But that doesn't mean he will. Dalton Connect, as much as Joe and I have said good things about him, I still think he's got a very questionable defensive presence. And he has to, even if he becomes average or even slightly below average, I think that's a big win for the Lakers because he can shoot. In my opinion, he does have an excellent stroke, very confident. It's not afraid to put it up and can get you maybe 35, 37, 40% from behind the arc and become that volume shooter that Laker Tom dreams of. If that's the case, that's great, but he's got to be able to play a consistent enough defense, to warrant him being out there. But yeah, so many questions. Jackson Hayes, I know Joe, is much higher on him than I was. The guy is absolutely a stiff defensively. He's going one way and the ball's going the other when he's on defense. It's just absolutely mind boggling. A guy with so much athletic ability and guy that can roll to the basket, pick and roll to the basket pretty good and very well at times, can't do anything else. They've got all these specialists, John, and it just does not seem like they're going to fit and it's going to make out to a good enough team, and it's very reliant on 2 players or very reliant on a core of players, and it's going to be really hard to see if that's going to be able to get it done in a very loaded Western Conference.
Extremely loaded Western Conference. I mean, it's tough when everybody around you gets better and you kind of don't. I mean, the only like way you could say, hey, we got better, like would be we don't have Darvin Ham anymore, but we have a first-year head coach. So who knows if that's better or not? In my mind, it is.
Well, it is in your mind. And Ham was terrible. We all agree on that. But you replace the F student with a incoming freshman that has never even had a class before. So you don't know how well
he's not proven.
Yeah, he's not proven. So you don't know. You don't know if you're getting anything better. And I hear now that JJ's here, we're going to get 5 extra wins. Really? Are you sure? How is this going to happen? Well, simply because Ham's not there. So the rest of the league did not change during the course of the summer or make any moves to make themselves better. So you automatically think just because we made the change, our biggest offseason change was changing the coach, that we're all automatically win 5 games. Well, it has to come early, John. I think if the Lakers are going to get to where those optimists are going to be, it has to be because the Lakers get off to a good start. If they don't, that's a big problem. Frank has hit it on the head. It's, again, truly great to have Frank here. He says he thinks a lot of teams would be interested in Reeves and would be willing to take on Vando money. That's going to be the big deal. If it goes south for the Lakers, John, I have a feeling that they are going to probably make some moves. I mean, I don't know how many moves they can make. They can't tank. We don't even have a draft pick. It has to involve a draft pick for Reeves. And Reeves has to be better than he was last year on the offensive end. Defensively, he plays hard. It's much better than it was earlier in the season. So, and he should get a lot of credit for playing Murray very well. But yeah, offensively, he has to be able to shoot close to 40%.
Jay said replacing Cam with JJ is like replacing Rodell with Cooper.
I would probably say JSJ, you are correct on that one.
That is hilarious. But look, what I was gonna say was, I feel like, yes, I agree with Frank. That'd probably be the most like the realistic route we can go, right? Is the Reeves route. But off the top of our head, like who are we gonna get back to where we're now winning, right? Like who are we gonna get back to where we're like, all right, cool, I think we're better now. Like, just, I guess, off the top of our head, that would realistically happen.
I just think we have to play it out. I mean, that's what Rob did. He's rolling the dice. He is playing with the cards that he has already. He's that guy that essentially said, I don't want a new cards dealer. I'm going to go ahead and play it out with the cards I had, even though all the other guys at the table, or men and women at the table who are playing poker alongside of him, have asked for cards. This is what I'm comparing it to. So whatever his hand is, he thinks is good enough to win the game, even though there are other players on that table who might have better hands and probably will have better hands based on what most projections have the Lakers at this point in time.
You know, it's funny, Gerald. I said last season we should have pulled the trigger on that Austin Reeves for DeJounte Murray deal, and now I think we would have been sitting in a much better position had we done that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really do believe so, Gerald.
Oh, what would you get? They wanted 3 first-round draft picks. The Lakers didn't have 3 first-round draft picks. So I don't think the package of Reeves, I never thought it was close, because again, they gave up 3 first-round draft picks, John, to San Antonio to get DeJounte Murray. And you saw what they traded him ultimately. They didn't get great players, but it's the picks. It's the picks that I think is that's what Atlanta wanted most. And the Lakers just didn't have that. And Reeves and a first round pick, which I think they only had, I think, access to 1 pick, which I think, that's the case. That's not going to get it done. Maybe they didn't want D'Angelo. Their crowd didn't want D'Angelo when he went there. So I don't think that Reeves deal was going to get it done. I don't think he's an untouchable. I think there's a realization now that he is close to or right at his peak. Remember, he was an undrafted player, John. He's not like he has untapped potential. He's already in his mid-20s. So the package No, Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Austin Reeves. The player who you see is just about the player who he is. He can he can improve his shooting percentages a little bit, playmaking, handling skills, ball handling skills, a little bit. But essentially, the player you see is the player he is. So is that worth enough to Atlanta? And I don't think it ever was. I just don't think it ever was. But DeJounte Murray doesn't make DeJounte Murray on this team in place of whatever you would have traded for. What would have been Rui and Austin Reeves? Would that made this team any better? Really?
DeJounte Murray?
You take because it would have been Rui and Reeves and a pick. That would have.
I hear what you're saying. I thought you were saying just DeJounte Murray.
No, because remember the salaries have to match, and if that
so it would have been Rui and okay. Yeah. I mean, if we're getting Rui and AR, then realistically not. But
because the salaries don't match, they don't even come close with
DeJounte and AR.
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay, well, I mean, honestly, I was more talking on like just like a player evaluation side of things. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, I think losing depth is never the right answer in this league. So I don't think that would have been the right way. But I just meant as far as like, because I mean, you remember, Gerald. I mean, I even had you on my show around that time, and we were talking about Austin Reeves is untouchable or not, and there was that word going around that like he's untouchable. He's untouchable. I know you said that he's not an untouchable, and that exactly, and that clip had gone crazy or whatnot, and I'm really happy about that. But I'll say that there was a part of Laker Nation that thought he was untouchable, and that part of Lakers Nation, I mean, in my opinion, was wrong because, I mean, it's really what I'm trying to get at by saying that we should have pulled the trigger for DeJounte, but to give up Rui too along with it, then I disagree.
Yeah, because the salaries don't match, man, and if you would have gone, you're Atlanta GM, and I'm saying, hey, John, buddy, my friend, what's up, amigo? Really like that DeJounte Murray guy, and I know you want to break up that backcourt, so how about this? Reeves is a better fit for you. Oh, yeah, I like Reeves. You're going to throw in pick 2? Sure, we'll throw in a first-round pick, but we've got to make the salaries match. How about Jared Vanderbilt or Gabe Vincent? I think you would have hung up the phone on my face faster if you could say C-spot run.
That is hilarious. Hung up before you even said the second game.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would have been Rui. It would have to been Rui and Austin Reeves and a pick in order to get that done because the Lakers could only give up one pick. So, yeah, I don't ever see it materializing the way the media has had it as I don't think it ever came as close, but yeah, I would have traded Austin Reeves. That's no problem. Austin Reeves is a player who, to his credit, has made himself a viable player in this league, but he is an undrafted player, so he only has or thought of it to be has as much talent as far as it could take him. And I think he's maximized or close to maximizing his talent as close as can be. Again, he can refine his shot more. He can become a better shooter. Can he play harder defense? He played really hard defense heading into the last part of the season, and we saw still wasn't enough to stop, Murray from hitting those 2 shots that he hit on him. But actually, he hit one on AD if I remember as well. So yeah, it just again you're getting the maximum out of or close to it out of Austin. So JJ says he's going to tap his untapped potential. I don't know where that's going to be. When it concerns Austin Reeves, he could talk about Max Christie untapping his potential. Obviously same thing for Dalton Connect, but when it comes to after that, I just don't know where you're going to see him develop. He can, Hayes. Yeah. He could try to make him a more well-rounded player. That would be awesome if he could, but where else, as far as the main 5 players, can you really, really improve the roster from that standpoint? So if it goes south for the Lakers, or if they're meandering around 500 with John screaming every single week about how bad the Lakers are, I think the Lakers will probably seek out some type of trades in order to try and get back into the draft.
Yeah, I sure do. I sure do hope so, Gerald, because really, it really sucks being a Lakers fan when the Lakers suck. Just not even when the Lakers suck, but when they're not fun.
The Lakers are just there. They're just there.
You're just there, exactly.
Yeah.
That's honestly a great way to put it. Wow, yeah. Joe, that is a great way to put it. The Lakers are just there right now. Like they're just like Lakers, like not even like Lakers. Like no, it's just like Lakers.
A guy at the bottom is probably George Mikan that you're looking at, or if it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, because those guys were known to play with glasses or goggles. Cool, bro. Again, behind us on the background is nothing but Lakers players. Actually, I shouldn't say Lakers greats, but guys from the past and current Lakers regimes. So again,
I would say just Laker players because I see Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, I see Brandon Ingram in his Lakers. So I misquoted in the chat and said greats, and then as soon as I typed it in, I saw Luke Walton and Brandon Ingram, and I'm like, maybe
just Laker players.
What about the guy that looks like Kanye? You know, I don't know who you're talking about, cool bro, but I don't want to get into it. But I don't know which gentleman that you're talking about, which Lakers players looking like Kanye to you. So again, there's some really great players on here. There's some really average Lakers players, but they all are showing that they're Lakers colors. So that's why it's Lakers Corner. So leave it at that.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Gerald.
Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate it. He's seeing my my Gerald Glassford Lakers jersey in the background.
I love that. For a couple of years ago for my birthday, my girl got me a Lakers LeBron jersey, but on the back it says my daughter's name.
What guy above the Mass Effect poster? That's Master Chief. Master Chief, my friend. They just had a series for 2 years, and cool bro, get your step out of the world for once. And I'll leave it at that.
Cool bro. Come on, cool bro.
Yes. You gotta expand your horizons, cool bro. Man, we're calling you out on every episode. No wonder Joe gets pissed off at you every time. But I mean, John, let me ask you this. You know, because you're running the Lakers Corner, my friend. As a Lakers Corner, because you have a lot of people that talk Lakers to you. You have a great audience, and we're on the channel now. And I'm just so thankful that we're on. Please like and subscribe to John's stuff like you do with us here at the Lakers Fast Break. But what does your audience say about it? You know, I don't get a chance to interact with your audience, the Lakers Corner, very much. What do your audience members say about it? I know what mine say every day when I'm on this show, and I'm very blessed, and they're very opinionated, and they do appreciate Joe and hopefully me and Laker Tom and Jamie Sweet and you and everybody else that stops on by. But what does your audience think about the Lakers season coming forward?
Oh, wait. Oh, give me 1 second.
Yeah, I got you. Is Ronnie Turioff in there, man? I always had a soft spot for Ronnie Turioff. You know, he was such a cool guy to go ahead. And Kurt, yeah, we're still trying to negotiate that. I think John said earlier this week, because I was calling him, not talking to John off the air. And I think John said he's still trying to get his neighbor to brave an audience with Joe Soros. So,
can you hear me, Gerald?
Yeah, we can hear you.
There you go. Sorry about that. My headphones died.
No worries. I hate that when that happens. No worries.
No, just all of a sudden power off and just turns off. But yes, Kurt, I agree. Kurt, you know what's crazy, Kurt? I feel like he might be like on the low watching the show, because I swear to you, I started texting him like, yo, bro, like one of my friends wants to talk to you about that whole Lakers bubble situation. He has not responded to me, like just genuinely has been ignoring me. And it's been like a couple of days, which is hilarious. But
what does your audience though think about what's upcoming for the Lakers? Are they more optimistic, pessimistic, realistic? How do they perceive?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like the majority of my audience is more of a realistic. Like I feel like they understand that the Lakers are not where we want to be. They're not even really even close to title contention. But at the end of the day, we also understand that we're still not going to be bottom barrel, because as long as we have that man, LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the court, like we have a chance. So I feel like when I gauge the community, and like when I talk to my folks on Instagram, I feel like the majority of what I'm hearing and seeing from them is that we're realistic. We understand that we're far from competing. We also understand that we are far from the bottom as well.
It's funny because Eric says I believe it is unrealistic. I mean, if anybody of you guys stop by in Vegas and I meet you at the sports book, we could just go look at the NBA futures and see where the Lakers stand. at virtually every sports book in town, you're going to be, the Lakers are at right around 45 wins, 44 wins, and that's going to put them right now as 10th or 11th in the Western Conference, depending on where you go, John. And I mean, that's exactly where it's at. And that's not including if LeBron or AD get injured. They just don't have faith. Like many of us here, they just don't have faith that the status quo was working out. Now, again, continuity, I think, is the key. If the Lakers are going to get off to a good start, I think it's because they do have that familiarity with each other. But I don't know, man, how that will play out over the course of an entire season remains to be seen.
Gerald, different topic, but it's all Lakers here. You know what's crazy? We have the most televised games this year. We have 39, right? 39.
Oh, I thought sorry, my bad.
But so look, we have the most televised games, 39. This is JJ Redick's first year being a head coach. Like this is something I think about all the time, Joe, because it's like, there's a learning curve to everything. Like, I don't care how good you are. I don't care how great you are. I don't care how much it translates. I don't care how much you know. There's a learning curve to everything. So, like, even though he is a basketball junkie and a basketball fanatic and loves the game and knows the ins and outs of the game and knows the X's and O's, there will still be a learning curve. And I think that he's going to get ridiculed and killed so much online just for like a simple mistake that a coach with, less national televised games, with less eyes on him, would be able to make over and over and over and over and over until they figured it out. JJ Redick's going to have that opportunity once or twice, and then he's going to get killed by like news outlets and medias, especially because he was a news person himself. So I'm going to be honest, Gerald, like, I really do think that JJ Redick will be a good coach in his coaching career, but that does not mean he'll be a great head coach in his first year with the Lakers. And I'm going to be honest, I think the odds are just stacked so against him for the season that I just feel bad for the guy. I'm going to be honest.
But that's the thing. This is what he wanted. He had the opportunity. He interviewed with other teams, John, and he probably had the opportunity to go on with a lesser team with a worse record, et cetera, and he chose to be on this team after, of course, he was their second pick. They lost out on their first pick for coach, but need I digress on that episode? But this is what he wanted. He said yes to it. He said this is what he's going to be. He's going to be with his podcasting partner out there. Everything's going to be hunky dory. But the problem is that his podcasting partner is approaching 40. His window is staying longer open than any other player in NBA history about being at a level that can help you win games. But the problem is even he, despite his advertisements and his commercials, can't outpace Father Time. So even he has a limit on how far he can go. And you don't have time for a learning curve, John. You don't have time for a coach to come in there and try and still figure things out. They have some nice experienced assistant coaches to work alongside with them. That's great. But yeah, again, I don't know if this is going to work out. And the only thing to the benefit of the Lakers is getting off to a good start. And the fact that they all know each other, hopefully will be a prelude to that. But if it's not,
but see that right there, Gerald, like I totally agree, right? Like there's no time for a learning curve, but that's unrealistic. Like asking someone who's going into their first year of a profession at the highest possible level to not have a learning curve is unrealistic. So I feel like it's just, man, I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it could be a car wreck, but you never know. It could be something that the Lakers take advantage of. JSJ says, Gerald and John, does Rob and Jeannie ever look at resumes when doing interviews? Maybe off of Indeed.com, but I don't know if they actually do it in regards to NBA. But yeah, it's just disappointing. It's just disappointing that this is what it's become. But you could see it after they won the title. You could see the decisions starting to be made that were, obviously not self-inflicted as far as intentionally, but the self-infliction that they gave with all the moves they did are really disappointing. But Scarlet and Blue, see again, I think JJ will be a good addition. You think, but you don't know because you don't have any basis for his coaching experience. So I don't know if he's going to be a good coach or a bad coach. I don't know. We don't know. We know his press conference is going to be good. I think that is okay because he's media savvy already. I think so. I think his press conferences are going to be just like Darvin Ham's, something we're going to have to tune into on the Twitter after every game. We're going to have to keep abreast of that. But Scarlet and Blue says, tell me what you think of this, John. I think JJ will be a good addition and will grow into the role. I don't know what to expect this season, but the season after next should be a real test if he can get the players what he wants. But LeBron will be closing in on 41 by that time. Scarlet and Blue.
Yeah.
That's the problem. He can't wait. He cannot wait. His athletic ability cannot wait. I think that's what people are missing. And he'll cost $50 million. Even if he does the same thing again next summer that he did last summer and just say, I'm going to opt out, looking for a best deal, get to go for another, 1-1, be around 50 to 55, maybe $60 million. That's still that much for a 41-year-old player. So I don't, again, the time is ticking, man. The time is ticking. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's crazy. Cool, bro. Xbox is in Australia. It's nighttime in Australia. Give the guy some rest.
Give the guy a break, man.
Yeah. And as far as the reason why Kobe isn't out here, I don't know. This is John picked out this picture. John just used this as his background for his channel. So
yeah, honestly, I just found this art like online, to be honest with you, but it looks pretty cool to me.
Yeah, that's great. It's a great testament to the Lakers and the players that have donned the purple and gold.
I'm sure Kobe is somewhere on here. If we just, I guess,
like, don't. It's just cool, bro. Don't even. But yeah, man, it's just we're less than a month away from training camp. At least it's good to say that. But man, you know, I know you wanted to come on here and we want to just chit chat and talk about it, but. That's the only thing I've been trying to think about this for a while. What positivity can I give our audience? And the only thing I can come up with is the fact that the Lakers can get off to a good start. And the problem, it would be based off of their continuity. It wouldn't have to necessarily be off of JJ's coaching. It would just be the fact that those guys have played with each other for years. And as you know, when you're out there playing hoops, when I was playing hoops every single day, there were regulars I began to know and understand. When I have the ball in my hands and I would love to make my no-look passes or anything like that, I know who would be cutting, who likes to cut, who likes to make the move to the left, who likes to make the move to the right, where somebody likes to go ahead and have the ball when they take their shot. So you get to know that comfortability factor that takes over time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that continuity factor is there for the Lakers. And then because of that, if they do get off to a good start, that's probably will be the reason why. But that's just the best way I can say it. So,
yeah, no, I mean, like how you said, Gerald, continuity is real. Like when you're out there and you're playing with somebody that's your brother versus somebody that's just your teammate, and you're just so much more willing to give so much more. So. I'm right there with you, my brother.
Let's get Scarlet and Blue. I appreciate the comments again. Thanks so much. Again, please check out Lakers Corner, Clutch Talk, all the great channels for John. Also as well, Lakers Fast Break. Scarlet Blue says, I'm realistic. The chances of the Lakers getting a championship is not very high. He would just like to see some positive momentum for the future.
What's positive momentum, Scarlet?
Because you know the Lakers fan base, Scarlet Blue. You are part of it. You know that a great portion of the fan base is like Joe, where it's either championship or nothing. Like me, it's championship or.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for any real Lakers fan, that's unless we're clearly in a rebuilding season.
Yeah, so, I mean, but we can't do that, John, because we don't even have our draft picks for next season, and that's or draft pick for next season, and that's a problem. So if we're going to get rid of Austin Reeves out there, I don't even want the conversation to start unless it involves a 2025 draft pick. I think that's, or, you know, well, D'Angelo Russell, that's the thing. I know you're so high on D'Angelo more than anyone out there, but I don't know if he has to play at the same level to be someone that can be moved at the trade deadline for a first round pick. I think he has to play at that same level he did in February and March. I think he has to be at that level.
Yeah.
Do you think he can be at that level throughout the entire season?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't. I think that's the number one thing he struggles with. Staying consistent is something he just. I don't know. I think it's some players. It's inability to shoot or an ability to pass or hand-eye coordination. D'Lo can do a little bit of everything on the court. He just has a hard time staying consistent and playing defense. So
Scarlet and Blue was saying that for him, winning around the playoffs and not being in the play-in is a step in the right direction.
I agree, because since we've been in the play-in the last 2-3 years.
2 years, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that, Scarlett. I love that, actually. I agree. Just being a top six.
That to you is a win for the Lakers.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a win, but it's like, all right, like we're moving in the right direction. What's next? Like if we can be a top 6 seed and then know what we're gonna do next, like have a plan. We have a roadmap set out. Then I'm okay with that. But if we're a top 6 seed and we're like, all right, damn, let's run it back with LeBron at 41 years old, then it's an issue. But if we have a plan set out as to how we can get a running mate for Anthony Davis out there, so LeBron can ride off into the sunset, we could bring somebody in, then all right. But if we just stumble upon that top 6 seed and have no plan, then I'm not with it.
What if LeBron gets hurt? And it's all AD, and it looks like it's going to be like a 30 to 35 win season. Do you consider trading AD at the trade deadline?
No. I'm going to be honest, no, because there's no one that we can get unless we're going to get Giannis, unless we're going to get Joel Embiid, unless we're going to get Jokic. There's nobody that we're going to get that's going to be like, oh, wow, we're now better because the fact that we gave up Anthony Davis.
I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to probably keep on hinting that. I don't know if, again, we'll see how it plays out, but if it goes south with the Lakers, again, like rebuilding might become a bigger and bigger option if it goes south for the Lakers, because, again, the alternatives as far as with LeBron, at 41, that's a lot to rely on. Kurt Affair is so funny. Come on, John. AD and LeBron playing 40 minutes a game is totally sustainable.
Know about that one, brother.
He's messing with you. So
nah.
Empire Jeff, great to have you here. Scarlet and Blue says a Dwight Howard signing would be interesting. He's kind of busy right now, Scarlet and Blue.
He's over here podcasting.
Well, he's Dancing with the Stars.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's going to be in this season. Yeah, Dancing with the Stars. Plus, I'm sure the Taiwanese basketball league is trying to recruit him back. But yeah, Dancing with the Stars, he will be this season. So we'll see how many weeks he lasts there. But John, I mean, Lakers corner man that you are, you've got to go ahead and keep that flow about you. I mean, again, your audience, they're being realistic like we are. I just don't see an outlet. I just don't see an outlet for the Lakers to get where Scarlet and Blue and people want them to be. And it's sad. I don't like saying it, but I don't like running away from the truth either.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the best thing you can do is tell yourself the truth, deal with it, and face it. And that's where we are. I feel like a lot is going to be found out as the season goes on. We're going to see who the real is, who's not. We're going to see what the deal is with JJ. We're not going to figure out all about his coaching career in his first year, but we're going to learn about a lot about how the season's going to go. And yeah.
Kurt, Dancing with the Stars, Taiwan.
Taiwan is hilarious.
Kurt out again. Jeff saying that you guys in SoCal are feeling the heat, and I'm like, it's been 110 for us all week long, except for today. It's like cooled off to 102. So
that is ridiculous, Gerald. 110, and then you're cooling off to 102 is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is what it is. No global warming here, I guess. But okay. But not getting into that, I'll just say this: when it comes right down to it, the Lakers, I think changes need to be made, Sean. So I think you don't have many assets. You don't have many things that you can work with. You've got up to 2 first-round picks you could throw at teams. You do have Austin Reeves. You do have D'Angelo Russell. You do have Rui Hashimura. If you don't want to trade LeBron or AD, well, you can't trade LeBron. But if you don't want to trade AD, I mean, you don't have that many assets to work with, but you have some. What could that get you? What do you think that could get the Lakers to help improve their team?
Like what pieces do I think could help us improve?
Yeah, because the Zach LaVine rumors are now coming back to fruition. I know there's another channel out there that had Jonas Valanciunas, but Jonas can't be traded until, I believe, January of next year at the earliest because of the contract he signed. I don't think he's a December dude. I think he is a January dude. So the Zach LaVine rumors have reared their ugly head again. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jante, we don't trust Rob Pelinka. Yeah. I don't trust Rob Pelinka to go ahead and
do anything.
Yeah,
and freaking put together a fantasy team. I don't trust him.
I wouldn't trust him to rebuild my Christmas tree coming Christmas. So yeah, there's no way.
Yeah. So Jante, no, we do not. But
Empire Jeff says Jonas is a December dude. So.
Okay, so look, to answer your question, I'm gonna be honest. Like, we're in a really bad space. Like in a realistic answer, like we're in a really bad space. There's really not much for us to do that will get us towards the goal. I'm gonna be honest with you. But you want me to give you pieces in an ideal situation?
Because if you trade for Zach LaVine, you will have to give up Rui and Austin. They're just their contracts are just and Chicago, they're it is what it is. Now you might not have to give up a draft pick because they blew it with the Giddey trade and didn't ask for a draft pick, so you may not have to draft pick there. But I had always said I would only take Zach LaVine if you gave me a draft pick with that contract, and I don't think Rob's that smart to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and also like, I mean, the whole Giddey situation, it kind of made sense too as well, because like, look, like Alex Caruso, he was gonna walk for no reason, right? Like he was gonna walk no matter what. And Josh Giddey, he
won't. He actually said he would take a lower offer to stay with the Lakers.
No. I'm talking about Alex Caruso leaving the Bulls, going to
going to somewhere else.
And then Josh Giddey, because bro, OKC got Josh Giddey for like literally like nothing basically. I mean, OKC got Alex Caruso for literally nothing basically, because like Josh Giddey this last season, it really got exposed for his lack of jump shooting ability. But bro, if you go back like probably like a year, maybe 2 years ago, like Josh Giddey, like a lot of people were like, oh wow, this guy could be the next one right here. It could be the next one, because he's like a bigger wingish and type player who can dribble and he can bring the ball to court, and like he has a lot of potential. He has potential. Like it's not there right now, and it didn't fit the Oklahoma City Thunder. So getting rid of him was perfect. But for the Bulls, it's like, yo, we suck right now anyway. Let's just throw shit at the wall and let's see if it sticks. That's the situation with Josh Giddey, and like I feel like the reason why OKC was able to get for such a good deal there. But as far as like the Lakers situation, like I don't think we're in that boat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we're in that boat. And I also believe that, like, being the Lakers, like, so many teams like freaking just hate the Lakers and they don't want to see us do well. So like they will not do good business with us. They will not do good business with us, like, unless you're the Wizards. And the Wizards sometimes give us great business, but
well, again, if you're a Jonas Valanciunas fan, then there you go. But remember, he signed a fat 3-year contract, not a fat 3, but a good 3-year contract. So you're going to be on the hook for him as he gets into his later 30s for about about 10 million plus a year. So if you're okay with that, Jeff says you might be interested in doing a deal, working a deal with Washington. That's why Washington signed him. It's just to sign him and use him as a trade asset. So we'll see how that goes. I did want to mention, I know that somebody is mentioning in the chat, what about Alex Fudge re-signing with the Lakers? I remember him most prominently as our good friend Stone Hansen said he's the worst offensive player he's ever evaluated. Although he is, I think he does he get a ring because he was on the Dallas roster as a
I think so. I think so.
So trivia there, but he was signed. He's going to be waived. It's just the same thing as Vincent Valerio Bodon was waived. They're signing players. I guess it's a trick that they do with the Exhibit 10 players. Although Goodwin, I think, is somebody that they want to look at camp, at least Jordan Goodwin. But Vincent Valerio Bodon and Alex Fudge, you might see others being signed to these Exhibit 10 deals, then waived the next day, just so you can retain the rights to go ahead and play with the South Bay Lakers for the upcoming season. So that's I think Fudge gets like a 70 some odd thousand bonus if he plays a certain amount of time or games with the South Bay Lakers and how it work out. So yeah, I don't see anything of it. I think Alex Fudge is going to have a hard time getting league unless he becomes more than a 10-point a game score in the G League. Yeah, let's get to double digits in the G League before we start talking about Alex Fudge in the NBA. So
yeah, it's not going to do nothing for us.
No. But so I will say though, man, you've got a good crowd tonight, man. We were back to the old times. As far as you and I chatting, man, always good to chat with you, my friend. So
it is always good to chat with you, Gerald. Life gets busy sometimes, but you know what? I always gotta find some time to come here and have a chat with my guy Gerald, man. Appreciate you so much, Joe.
You're so much nicer to deal with than that Joe guy, man. That guy's a big grouch, and you can.
You know what? I always like to say this. So let me go ahead and say this while I have the floor, real quick, Gerald. Everybody out there, man. I'm talking about everybody from Kurt to Jay to Empire Jeff to everybody, y'all. Give Gerald some love, because I'm telling you guys, the work that Gerald does for this channel and for you guys, for this community, is like far beyond what I've seen a lot of other YouTubers do, podcasters do. So give my guy Gerald some love. Gerald, I just want to let you know that you are very, very appreciated for all the work that you do as being the Lakers Fast Break God, Podfather. Appreciate you.
Well, it's great to be here, and the audience, thank you so much. If you like what we do, help out John. Like, subscribe. If you want to contribute to John's channels, you're more than welcome to do so. Or if you want to become a member of the Lakers Fast Break, it's just $2.99 a month. Or subscribe. I'm back up to 1,800. Seems to fluctuate every day. $17.99, $17.98, $18.01, $1,800, about 1,800. So truly appreciate everyone that does give us a chance and give us a holler. So it's appreciated. Kurt says, without Gerald, we wouldn't have a forum for Cool Bros hot takes or love life in the classroom. People ask me all the time, why do you keep Cool Bro on? Why haven't you just banned him? I don't know. Maybe because he's a 15-year-old kid, and you guys out there, we were all 15-year-old kids once and struggling with life, with being a teenager, with the hormones flying everywhere. Like, how do I talk to girls and whatnot? I don't want to give him advice down that road and all that, because that's just the trouble that, I've told him before, you need to talk to your parents and stuff like that. But Unlike Joe, the unfeeling Joe, man, you know, you just gotta feel sorry for the kid. You just gotta feel sorry for the kid and hope he does well. At least he says he does well in school, so that's
there. You go,
right there. Yeah, but I think also you guys kind of like to roast him from time to time, and he takes it. I think you guys should appreciate Cool Bro the fact that I should say thank you too to him more. That it's always nice to. Okay, I had a really lousy day, John. I had a really crappy day. I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and roast Cool Bro a little bit more today. I think I'm going to go ahead and lay it on him.
I'm going to feel better.
Yeah, I'll feel better after that. Absolutely. So I think, yeah, there you go. JSJ, you're the one he talks to the most, JSJ. He says, man, I have to deal with Cool Bro's weirdness. You don't get his emails. And I'll leave it at that. So Empire Jeff says, without Gerald, Joe would be on his second tour duty at anger management. I know, Jeff, you and him have had some issues as of late when it concerns the Dodgers. I mean, didn't they have the MLB's best record when Joe was like, you know, going off? But then I think it's just because he's seen this record before where they've had the best record in the league and they've blown it. And I just don't think, you know, he has any faith in Roberts, and you know, that's how he is. That's his decision on the Dodgers. But I think the Dodgers, if they get some health back to their pitching, I think they have a chance. They have a good chance. So Bloodhound says Gerald brought us Cool Bro and Cool Joe. I brought you Joe. Cool Bro came out of nowhere. I don't know how Cool Bro found us, especially for a guy that doesn't even watch the Lakers games or follow Lakers or doesn't even know the Lakers roster, doesn't know Lakers history. I don't know why he even started to check us out. But yeah, Empire says no issues. We talk trash play. Oh yeah, I would imagine so, Jeff. Yeah, he's always on. That guy's always on his phone doing something. But yeah, hopefully Joe is traveling safe to Arizona. I think he's heading for a wedding. I think it was. Yeah, so hopefully he's doing well. So he'll be back on Sunday. But the Lakerholics, I think, are trying to get together to come on tomorrow, John. But yeah. The current affair says local man arrested in Temecula for yelling at fish taco staff about Dave Roberts. Kurt, I'm telling you, you have a future in comedy. We've got still several comedy studios, comedy places here on and off the strip. You could make a living, my friend. You can make a living.
It's always an honor being here, Gerald. Appreciate you. I want to let you know that I appreciate you.
No worries, my friend. And as we'll get back more into the season, as far as how it comes out, training camp, the LeBron camp is right around the corner. You know that one. Mm-hmm. I heard there's already voluntary camps already taking place. Check this out. We talked about Brandon Ingram earlier, who's up above on your display. Mm-hmm. And I heard that Brandon Ingram didn't show up for the New Orleans Hornets volunteer workout. He hasn't got a contract, pending free agent, not exactly the best fit on New Orleans. I think he knows it. Interesting. We'll see. Your thoughts on Brandon Ingram, my friend?
Brandon Ingram, I don't think he fits New Orleans, and I think he knows, we know. And he's probably, yeah, like how you said, he's probably going to hold out until he gets that contract situated there. So I mean, I think he's going to do the smart thing as a player and, you know, just kind of hold out until he gets that money situation. So the Bloodhound, it's good to see you, my brother. It's good to be here. I will definitely be here more in the future. Streaming some more here from my channel, streaming some more here from Fast Break, and especially as season comes around. Because guys, y'all gotta realize, like, it's literally like pulling at hairs right now, trying to figure out what to talk about with the league in the off season. And I do so much during the regular season, and like I miss like, you know, going to the gym or going to do this with my daughter, doing that, because it's like, you know, regular season. So I try to get as much done in the off season. But I'm here, you guys. I'm never leaving. I'll tell you that much. As long as I'm here, guys. But now that we locked in, guys, I'm never leaving. I'll tell you that much.
Empire Jeff said it best. He ignored the Lakers for like 6 weeks and missed absolutely nothing.
Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. That's a great way to put it.
Kurt Ferris says, as long as he doesn't have to open up a wine bottle, John has been fantastic. Man, there are things you can't do anything on this channel and not be reminded of it, my friend. So we got to get you back on track with the drafting, though. We got to get the Lakers together, maybe some Lakerholics, and do an all-time draft, so make it a little fairer. So.
I need my revenge.
Well, let's make it fair so that they can rip on them as much as they're ripping on you and I. So, yes. You picked who? All right. Robert Sacre? Oh, my gosh. Anthony Peeler? What's up with that? M says, I'm thinking of starting a new show. The Pod is Good podcast. Oh, there you go. Well, there.
I like that.
There's been so many plays on the word pod. It's so hard. If that's the case, make sure it's a damn good one. Just be consistent would be the best advice I give podcasters. I've been giving podcasters advice for many years. That's probably the best thing I would say is be consistent with content so your audience knows you're there. So we come on over 300 days a year here. I do the stuff with the Pop Culture Cosmos twice a week. And I'm very blessed to have an audience for all those great channels. So yep. Football's here. There you go. Football's here as well. So Empire Jeff has said, let's go Dodgers. I appreciate Empire Jeff trying to get everybody clued in on the Dodgers. So please, if you're a Dodgers fan, give Empire Jeff some love. I know he's been doing shows based on the Dodgers recently. So give him some love. He needs it. He deserves it. And he does a lot of great things. He works very hard, and he does a lot of good stuff to entertain people out there. So Kurt Affair says Gerald has been mentoring younger podcasters like he's Denzel in Training Day. I don't know about that.
Facts.
King Kong has got something on me, and I'll leave it at that. But his son is directing.
Wow.
Not John David, his other son is directing the Piano Lesson, I think it's called. And he's executive producing it. But yeah, his other son, John David, is in the movie. So check that out. I like John David. I still think that he's got to get the right role, but I think he could be a huge star. I wish Tenet had broke out, but that's just me. I just think he's got, to me, the charisma that I think is really, really good. But he's different from his father. Denzel is Denzel, one of the greatest of actors of all time, but John David has his own. It's cool because he's not trying to be his father in his own movies. He's trying to be himself, and he does stand out in a different way with a different confidence that I like to see on screen. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, Empire says, you want to go to jail or you want to go home? Training Day is such a good film. Black Klansman, yeah, that was John David's breakout performance. But I really think Tenet is long. It's a little long, but it's really underrated. I really think people should check out Tenet. But that's just me. So I really think a lot of Tenet is based on John David's performance, which I thought was really good. All right, that's enough for me ranting. Don't get me started ranting on pop culture stuff. I'll do it forever.
Well, that's why you got to check out the Pop Culture and Cosmos with my guy Gerald, man. Come on.
There you go. But man, great conversation, friend. I truly appreciate it. Again, coming on your channels, you do a great job, and I'm just glad that we could go ahead and intermingle our channels all together and get our audiences together. So yeah,
absolutely, Gerald. As always, man, I appreciate you. Appreciate the opportunity to be here. We'll always be here. Will not be my last time you guys see me. I'll be back, and I love you all, man. And I appreciate you, my guy, Gerald.
Appreciate you as well. Cool Bro said he was going to do a Ronald Reagan review, which I was on pins and needles waiting for, breathless with anticipation. Yes, I'm being totally sarcastic on hearing what he had to say on it, but I don't think he actually ever ended up checking out the movie. So that's cool, bro.
It's cool, bro.
He's so excited, tells me for weeks he wants to do a review of it, and then doesn't actually end up seeing the movie that he wants to review. So I'll leave it at that. He's 15 years old. I got to remind myself he's 15 years old. So.
15, just 15.
It's so funny because I have two daughters at 16 and 18, John. When your child or children get to that age, you said you have a girl, right?
Yeah, I have a girl. Yeah.
Yeah. She'll be much more mature in those teen years than boys. And you could just base it off of Cool Bro because, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Because my girls at his age were much more mature.
Much more mature, huh?
It's like night and day. Yeah, it's not even close. But
it is hilarious.
Sorry, Cool Bro. Got to trash you a little bit more before we head on out. So. Bloodhound says he heard the Reagan flick was awful. The actual performance from Dennis Quaid I want to see is in The Substance. If you guys are into horror, The Substance I hear is really good, really good. So keep your eyes out for that one.
Can't do horror movies.
Can't do horror movies?
Can't do horror movies. I don't like horror movies. I'm a big like energy person. I think like if I watch like a horror movie or like a scare movie or like those like demonic movies, like I feel like I'm allowing that into my space, and I do not like that.
Tell you what, to train and get you started, if you ever want to get back into horror movies, watch on YouTube. Just watch a whole bunch of horror movies on YouTube as far as the scenes. So you already know it prepares you. YouTube cannot recreate the jump scares in the theater. So you know it's coming. If it says like an Alien face hugger scene, well, okay, it's gonna come out. Or you can actually just know that, okay, you can like put your mouse right on the bottom and you can like look at the scene itself. Like, oh, you can fast forward before you even click on it and say, oh, that's where it happens. Okay.
Okay. That's smart. That's actually smart. Kurt said Lakers season is enough horror for me. I agree.
Yes, that'll be, actually it will provide good comedy because the worse the Lakers do, the more ranting Joe will give. That seems to inspire a lot of you out there. So. And John will be ranting as well. I'll tell you what, over under, does John make more shorts if the Lakers are a winning team or a losing team? I know the answer because I know his shorts. I've seen his shorts, all of his shorts.
What do y'all think, man?
I'll leave it at that. My friend, anything else we got?
No, nothing else, Gerald. Just appreciate you and can't wait to be back on here just talking hoops with you guys.
You got it, man. You got to get your neighbor. Go over to his house, get your neighbor, because Joe, that's money. You want an audience, John, for your channels? Get your neighbor on with Joe. That's like you'll be doing like 4 or 5 shorts out of that alone, and you'll have an audience for it. I mean, our audience wants to see it on the fast break, and just imagine your audience with your neighbor.
I need to make it happen. Lakers fast break. I'm gonna work on it. Okay, it's gonna be something I'm gonna work on in the background.
Knock on his house, not because, dude, we got to talk again. Somebody is calling you out.
All right, I got you, Gerald. I'll let him know.
You got it, my friend. But yeah, wishing you well. And then just send us on home, my friend.
Well, appreciate everybody being here, man. As Gerald mentioned, please support all communities that we had here. We had the Lakers Fast Break family. Please support, like, comment, subscribe. Also, please follow, subscribe to the Clutch Talk family and also to the Lakers Corner. Appreciate everybody being here. And for now, we are out of here, y'all. Peace.